Alright, what I'm going to do in this particular video is I'm going to as quickly as I can, go through and finish the rest of the map with limited direction. So you'll see what tools, you'll see the process, but I'm going to move through this pretty quickly. Okay, so let's begin with this shape here. So I'm going to zoom out just a little bit and just get the pen tool, make sure the pen tool is with a stroke and no fill. Start on the outside and make as few points as possible. Now let's bring in our curves. Alright, now I'll zoom in and I'll try to refine. Arrow keys to nudge the points. Adjust handles. Draw out the handles. Might have to move the points around a little bit. Drag out handles. Alright, that's close enough. Add some stroke weight. And let's outline our stroke. We'll use our Pathfinder. Place a shape over the top. Black arrow, select both shapes, minus the front. Let's go down to the bottom. Let's get another shape. We'll select both shapes, minus the front. Alright, so now what I'll do is let's go ahead and create our box here. But this time I want to hide this part. So I'm going to use a white background. Now if I had a color background, I'd have to have the color background of this box be the same. So you have a couple choices here. You can create a box with a color background that matches the background and place that on top. Of course you'll have to move these forward. Or I can use a shape and knock out this shape up here too. So it's really up to you. So why don't we do it this way? I'll go ahead and swap my fill for my stroke, get our box, I'll drag out a box, we'll increase the stroke, I'll go with that. And now what I want to do is I'm going to copy this. Okay? So let's go ahead and copy. And now I'll swap the stroke for a fill. Use the black arrow, select my shape in the background, and let's minus the front. Now, we'll go up to Edit, Paste in Front, and I'll have my first shape back. Okay, so I copied it to the clipboard, then I swapped stroke for fill, so I had a solid shape. I used that to punch a hole through the other shape, and then I can paste right back into the exact same position my box with the stroke. So that's a really nice clean way of doing this. Now we need to get these lines here. That's easy. Let's just use the pen tool, click a point, shift key, click a point. Alright, that stroke might be a little large. Let's go to 2. Alright, now deselect, so just get the white arrow, deselect so your path is not selected. Let's go back, get our pen tool, click, shift click. Now this one I'll set to 1 point. Get the black arrow, hold the shift key, select both paths, and let's go ahead and go up to our object and group. Now I'm simply going to place my cursor over the 2 objects, hold the Option key, and we get the double arrow so I can do a copy drag, then hold the Shift key, drag this into position, use the arrows to nudge them perfectly. I'll do this one more time. Option drag, Shift key to constrain, arrow keys to nudge. So Option, click and drag, continue to hold Option, add the Shift key to constrain, then release the mouse, release the buttons, use the arrow keys. Now if you wanted to be clever, we could have done the first one. We could make a drag copy down to the second one, and then we could have used the blend tool and set specified steps, and I could have placed 2, and that would have made, and then I'd click on this one, I'd click on this one, and we'd have the 2 even steps cloned in between. Okay, so that would have been another way of doing it. I'll cancel out of this. The way we went about this was perfectly fine. Alright, so let's move our Pathfinder out of the way. Now I'll make this shape, so I'll make sure that I have a stroke, not a fill. Pen tool, click, hold the Shift key, click, click, hold the Shift key, click. Increase the weight. Deselect, so I'm holding the Command key, so that's toggling in or switching from my current tool to the Select tool. Okay, so now I don't have anything selected, so I can click, Shift click, and increase the point size if I want to. Hold the Command key, deselect, click. Now this one I'm going to click right about here with the Shift key, and then I'll click up here and get a point, get the Convert tool, drag out a handle, go down to this anchor, drag out a handle. I'm holding the Shift key. Okay, if I don't hold the Shift key, this can move around. So I'm holding the Shift key. Then we'll use the white arrow, and we can slightly modify to get our path just the way we want it. Okay? Now I'm going to do this one here. So I'll start on this side, Shift, click. I'll go up here, Shift click. Whoops, sorry, I undid that. I won't Shift click. Now I'll come here, Shift clicking, and then I'll go up here and I will not hold the Shift key. Close enough. Command key. So I toggle to the arrow, deselect. Now I'm going to click a point, come to just before my curve, Shift click, go just past where the curve ends, click, hold the Shift key, and click. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's get the convert tool, take this anchor, begin to drag, hold the shift key, get this going the right way. Just drag the handles out a little bit. We'll do the same with the next anchor. Just a little. Get the white arrow, deselect, look at your curve. If you're happy, great. If not, go in and click on the anchors, move the point around, move the handles around until you're happy. Alright, so let's zoom out. Looks like I have just about everything. Last will be our border. So let's go ahead and just get our rectangle tool. I'll start right up in this corner. Click and drag down to this corner. Deselect. And we have our border. Alright, so there we go. We have our map complete. Alright, good job. In the next step, or in the next video, we'll take a look at how we can create paths for our numeral 5 and our letter R.